Racism against Asians has increased dramatically in recent months across America. There's been a spate of violent attacks, particularly against elderly Asians, and those horrific shootings in Atlanta. It's all brought the topic into much sharper focus. But the issue of violence against Asians is becoming a bigger problem in Britain as well. According to one statistic, attacks against Asians have increased by 300% ever since the coronavirus pandemic began. And now more people are willing to talk about it.
I feel like Asian racism has been such a common thing for so long, though. Like in school, for example, it was so easy to just say like racist Asian comments, whatever, and everyone would laugh.
What sort of stuff do they say, if I can ask?
Or like chink, whatever, or like.
They said that out loud?
It's if you care so much, it like genuinely like it gets you so riled up and you're so offended. So it's easier to just not care, isn't it?
That's such a shame. That's so sad what you're saying, that you just hate that people are saying so much sometimes that you have to just...
Because it literally is talking to a brick wall. Like sometimes you can try to say as much as you want, but if they're not going to listen, you can't convince them of their opinion. You're just really angry.
Because of the COVID-19, yeah, some people on the subway, they said, "Are you Asian? Bring this one."
One time I'm in my campus and a guy riding a bike and he shouted at me.
Yeah, maybe some people think the virus is come from China, but everyone in China will suffer too. So I don't think that is our fault.
I do have a friend who used to work around here, and like a year ago, she got like someone threw an ice cream to her face and saying something like, I can't say this, but...
What did they say? You can say it, I'll bleep it out.
Something like Asian.
Oh,
things.
right,
Yeah.
okay. So, and you said they threw an ice cream in her face.
Yeah.
Do you hear about these stories? Does it make you feel more vulnerable, in London or in the UK, given what's happening in America?
Yeah, to be honest, at first I do. I'm a bit worried, like every time when I'm walking alone, especially at night.
Well, sometimes my classmates would post like anti-Asian hate stuff online. I mean, that they're against it. But these are the same people who are microaggressive. Yeah, so it just kind of feels performative.
That's really interesting that you say that. So there's this sense of it being disingenuous when they do it on social media, and then in person they're not really manifesting what they profess to believe in.
Yeah, that's right.
I have definitely experienced racism throughout my life. And I think it's more something, it's an important conversation to be having with people, just to raise awareness, and it's something that I think a lot of Asians have always put up with and we just brush aside. So I think it's good that we're at least talking about it now. I think what's been happening in the US and even the things that have been happening in the UK, that was 300 times more incidents happening now is it's scary, and it does make me think twice of going somewhere.
Does it make you feel angry? Because we had the BLM movement in the summer, and that felt like this kind of bubbling over of something, and this seems like something that's been going on for a really long time and no one's been talking about it.
Yes, I think that's and the mainstream media not covering it as well and mislabeling it is. It's part of the anger, and that it's not being talked about in the mainstream. A lot of people don't really feel that it is racism, and they push it aside. They say it's not really racism. It's all these microaggressions, all these tiny little comments that you can push aside, but it just builds up over time. So it's really frustrating.
Because I work in healthcare, there have been cases where patients don't want to be treated by Asian doctors because of the link with the Wuhan virus.
It's just names like Ching Changhua, something like that. So not everyone are Chinese or something, But it's just high up when the coronavirus happened, so it becomes more worse. In my opinion, it's been always there, and for me, I just have to be careful in everyday life.
Do you think it's good that people are taking notice now of it as a problem, that the Asian community is speaking up about it?
Yeah, I think it's better, because before they just focus on white and black lives matter, where in fact it should be everyone lives matter, and Asians should lives matter too. So in my opinion, I think this is the right time to tell everyone that Asians should be also be respected. We're just also humans, you know. We also feel scared or hurt as well.
A lot of Asians argue that these racist attitudes have always existed, either through microaggressions or casual comments here and there. It's always sort of been bubbling underneath the surface. It's just that it's taken COVID in a way to justify that racism. So the bigots, however mistakenly, feel that their unsavory views have now been legitimized.